Hi everyone. So today we're going to be reviewing how to solve two-step equations. I'm going to show you 3 examples and then you're going to do some practice problems. Remember to use the strategies that I show you in this video, and remember that at any time when you're trying to practice problems you can go back and re-watch this video or parts of this video, and you can pause it at any time. So let's take a look at our first example. Remember, the first thing that we want to do when we're looking at a two-step equation is to label our foot, sock, and our shoe. The variable is always, always, always the stinky foot. Whatever's touching it is the sock, and the other number is the shoe. And we do that so that we know what steps to do first, second, and third when we are solving these equations. The next strategy we want to remember to use is the dividing the problem strategy. So we want to draw that line where the equal sign is so we can picture those two sides of a scale and remind ourselves we have to do the same thing on both sides all the time. Equals means the same, so we have to keep it the same. So next we're going to do the first step of our problem, and the first step is going to be to take off our shoe. We have to take a shoe off before we can take the sock off, just like in real life. We take off a shoe or a sock by using the opposite operation. Always, always use the opposite operation. So if I look at my first example, I'm at positive 12 or plus 12 on the number line, and I want to get rid of it, so I want to get to 0. So if I'm at positive 12 or plus 12, I have to take away 12 to get back to 0. Adding and subtracting are opposites, right? So I'm going to subtract 12 from this side, which allows me to get rid of it. But if I do that to this side of the equal sign, I have to do the same thing and subtract 12 on this side of the equal sign as well. Now, don't forget, your adding and subtracting of integer rules still applies here. So you can picture being at positive 4 on a number line and going back 12 spaces. You can also think of this as a keep, change, change problem, and then think basketball. But 4 plus negative 12 is going to land us at negative 8 on the number line. And then I'm just going to bring down and rewrite my sock and my foot, negative 4x. Okay, so now it's time to take the sock off, and again, I always take it off by using the opposite operation. Whenever we have a number right next to a variable, that means multiply. And the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to get rid of this negative 4 by dividing by negative 4. That allows me to get rid of it. Now I'm left with just the foot, just the x, which is exactly what we want. But I have to do the same thing on this side of the equal sign as well, and divide by negative 4 over here. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive, which means I have a positive 2. If I wanted to check, I could plug that 2 in where the x is and plug this into my calculator to see if I get the correct answer. Let's look at the next example. In the next example, the terms are switched. I have my foot and my sock on this side, but it doesn't change any of my steps at all. Still going to get rid of my shoe first. If I'm at positive 15 on the number line, I'm going to take away 15 in order to get back to 0, in order to get rid of it, and cross it off. I have to do the same thing on the other side of the equal sign. I have to keep those scales the same. So I'm going to take away 15 over here as well. 11 minus 15, if you picture a number line and you're at positive 11 and you were to go back 15 spaces, you would land at negative 4. And then I'm just going to bring down my foot and my sock. What you have to be careful of and remember here is that you are actually bringing down this minus sign as well. I know that's something we don't usually think about, but you do have to bring that down with it. It doesn't just magically disappear. So bring down that minus 2x. Now I have multiplication, but I'm ready to take my sock off, and so to do that I have to do the opposite. I have to divide. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 on this side, and then divide by negative 2 on this side. And again, I have a negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Here's the last example, and this one looks a little bit different, but we're not going to freak out. We're still going to start by labeling a variable as our stinky foot. The number that's touching it is our sock, and the other number is our shoe. I'm still going to draw my scale remind myself to do the same thing on both sides. And I'm still going to use the opposite operation to take off the shoe and the sock. I'm at +4 on the number line, so I want to take away 4 to get rid of the shoe. And I have to take away 4 on the other side of the equal sign as well. 16 minus 4 is 12. And I'm going to just rewrite my x divided by 2. Now, I have division this time, so I need to do the opposite operation to get rid of that 2. I'm going to multiply by 2. That allows me to cancel out the 2 on this side of the equal sign and get my stinky foot all by itself. And I have to multiply by 2 on this side of the equal sign as well. 12 times 2 is 24. And again, you can always take your answer and plug it back in where the x is and plug it into your calculator to double check that you've gotten the correct answer. Don't forget, you can rewatch this video and pause it as you need to. Try the practice problems, and I'll let you know how you're doing. Have a great day.